Ben is with us in Newark, New Jersey. Hi, Ben. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. How you guys doing? Thank you so much for taking my call. I greatly appreciate it.
Sure. What's up?
So I'm 42 years old. I'd like to just kind of rattle off some numbers. Kind of maybe you could help me get organized and answer one of my questions. I'm currently debt-free, except I do have two investment properties. One's $190,000 that I have left on it, and another one for $160,000. I have 120 in mutual funds, 72K in an IRA. In my business, I have 70K, and I have an emergency fund of 60,000. So I guess where I'm at right now, based upon my age, is I'm wondering if I should I, since I have an emergency fund and I have a good amount of money on the side, keep letting that build for compound interest, because if maybe a tenant moves out, I have a good emergency fund saved up? Or should I be emptying out my mutual fund, take my business, some of my money that's in my business and my emergency fund, and pay off one of the properties? So now I have three paid off properties. I don't know if I mentioned that too. I also have two. I have my own residence that's paid off and another investment property paid off.
Okay. So and what do you make a year?
I'm just trying to get organized.
What do you make?
Pretty much between 80 and 120. I work in the sports field. I own a sports training company.
Good for you.
So
well done,
varies,
sir. You've done a great job.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. You've been my mentor. You and everybody you've had on there has been absolutely amazing to me.
Well, thank you.
My wife loves you guys, too.
And here's the thing. I don't think you're as disorganized as maybe you feel like, because you were able to just rattle off your exact numbers. Sounds pretty organized to me. So, maybe what you want to do is, maybe the word's not disorganized. Maybe what you're saying is you want to reallocate some of this and start accomplishing some of these goals. Is that right?
Yes. I just don't know where to start. And
okay.
I know you always say pay things off. I just wasn't sure.
Well, you've done a great job. I mean, you're sitting in baby step 6 because your rentals aren't yet paid off. And so what I would do if I were you is I would sit down and say, okay, I want to develop a plan to pay off these rentals. That's job 1 right now, while putting 15% of your income away into retirement. Now, so you've got
120 in a mutual fund.
Yeah, 120 in a mutual fund, and then you've got 300,000 and some change, 350,000 in rental debt, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, like you said, if you threw the 120 at the 160 rental, and if you can scrape up another 30 or 40 in the next little while, or use some of your business emergency fund, but your business does need an emergency fund. It does need retained earnings. So I really wouldn't drain it all the way down. But if you pulled 40 out of it and use that mutual fund, then you only got the 190 left. You might build that business emergency fund back up a little bit after that, and then I would begin to just say, I'm going to direct all cash flow at that 190, laser focused, and knock it out. Would that be a plan?
Okay. Yeah, I guess I was just worried because I always just hear, people talking about, time in the market. And I figured if I took my 120 out,
Well, you want to be in the market for long term, but the reason for being in the market is have wealth. And what we're trying to do here is clear off debt. So the other option would be to sell one of the rentals. And I don't know if you want to do that or not.
No, the renting, everything's gone really well with them so far.
Well, I mean, you've listened to me long enough. You know I'm probably more pro real estate than I am mutual funds. I love both. I have a lot of money in both. But if I'm choosing, I'm going to choose real estate because I'm a real estate guru.
That's what I was going to ask.
Okay, so I'm using the 120 towards the 160. I might or might not use the company emergency fund. The thing about using it is it's going to increase your cash flow immediately because you got no debt on that rental, and that rental's cash flow goes through the roof all of a sudden. Like, what's the payment on the rental?
One rental is $1,254. The other one's $1,508.
Okay, so $1,254 is going to be freed up day one if you do this. You could write checks today out of the mutual fund and out of the business emergency fund and have $1,254 a month cleared up. That's $14,400 a year.
Okay.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
You could do it. I mean, or if you want to just throw, if you're not going to do that, I'd throw the 120 out of the mutual fund. For sure, I'm doing that one at the 160. And then cash flow, that last 40. And then and keep your emergency fund in the business if you want to. I don't care. None of this is on fire. None of this is gazelle intensity. This is all intentionality, not intensity. So
okay.
it's kind of like we're just going around the Monopoly board. And, we're just going to collect some money, go around again, collect some money, go around again, hit free parking, woohoo, right? And so I'm throwing the 120 at it today. I might throw 40 out of the business emergency fund, depending on how stable you feel like your business is. Then the next job is to rebuild that business emergency fund, followed by every other dollar of cash you can find. After that's done, start throwing at that 190. I'll bet you're done with that 190 in 3 years.
That's what we're hoping. We're actually expecting our first baby soon.
Oh.
So kind of like, yeah. So I don't know if would that change anything that you're kind of spending?
No, it doesn't change any of this.
Months?
Because you're in good shape for the baby.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about the baby. Everything's good.
Thank you, Dave.
So it's just, listen, there's not a wrong answer here. You've done really smart. If you sit right where you are, you're not dumb.
Okay.
All I was doing is trying to tune it up a notch.
Okay.
You've done a great job. Just go ahead and just sit in that for a moment. You're sitting there with a lot of money. Good job.
So rentals it's a big thing, I feel like, or maybe it's just the season of life I'm in and knowing people and talking to people, but it feels like getting rental property is like, it's exciting and people are doing it more and more is what it feels like.
Real estate's quite the rage right now. You're right. It is.
So for you being a real estate guy and for someone listening that has a rental, they have debt on it, maybe they don't have a ton of cash to throw at it, all of that, keeping a rental and paying it off obviously is the goal, but that between the market, it could be a either or is kind of what you're telling him.
A decent rental that you paid a reasonable price for makes you more money than the stock market will make you. Okay, including the depreciation schedule, including the cash flow, including the appreciation, the increase in value. Those are the three places you get return on rentals. It's called an internal rate of return when you put them all three together. But it's more hassle.
Yes.
As you know, your husband Winston runs all of our rentals, and you guys have your rentals. So they're hassle. And mutual funds, you just open up the email and go, oh, there it is.
Right,
it's no hassle at all. You don't have to do anything. Mutual funds don't ever have a dog that pees in the living room floor. So, but tenants do. And so
the cat no one told you about. The mutual fund doesn't have that.
The $10,000 cat. They will screw up a house. Okay, so stink. And so, man.
But over time, over time, real estate
is going to make you more money, but it costs you more emotional and time bandwidth. Yeah. It's more hassle. And I don't want you keeping real estate under the heading of all real estate's good, because it's not, or all real estate's so good that I can justify debt to do it. No, you can't. If you're already there like he is, I'm not going to make you panic. I wouldn't tell you to panic. I can't make you do anything. But I wouldn't tell you to panic and jump out.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to get caught up in this get-rich-quick real estate vibe that's running around out there that says all real estate's good and the renters are going to pay my payments, which renters don't pay payments. You pay payments. Hopefully you collect rent.
Right.
But we'll see, and so that's just BS. The renter's going to pay it off. If the renter was going to pay it off, the renter would own it. Okay? That's just bunk. So don't fall into all that crap. But if you you can go slow about getting it paid off. So have a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan to get them paid off, not a 15-year plan to get them paid off. Get them done. Get them done or get them sold. And some of them you own and they're not even making money. And all they are is a hassle. It's like a bad, ugly hobby. Sell the crap out of that.